On the line with me now is Olympian Kirani James. Welcome to the airways of Joy FM 101.9, Kirani.
Thanks. It's a pleasure to be here.
All right, because we always hear this name Kirani James, and we're pretty much aware of all of your accomplishments and this kind of thing, but I don't think nobody really knows who Kirani James is. Tell us a little bit about Kirani James growing up as a boy in Grenada.
Just simple upbringing. Two parents, mother and a father. Grew up in a community, a very close community. But as again, I guess it's kind of hard for me to really describe that term, but just very simple person, just go about my business, that's it. You
mentioned your family. Talk a little bit about your parents. Were they die-hard track and field fans and kind of followed you to every track meet as a boy growing up?
Well, actually, my father was an avid basketball player, so I kind of grew up, in a basketball family. My mother, she always used to watch, sports. She's just a sports fanatic. I mean, obviously, when I started doing track, I had this support from day one. So, I guess it was something that really grew on all of them.
Let's talk a little bit now about you as a junior athlete, because you're now pro, and I know you don't realize this, but I had the good fortune of watching you compete as a junior athlete at a number of events. But talk a little bit about your time as a junior athlete, because you were very, very successful as a junior athlete.
Yeah, my times in terms of what? Like my accomplishments?
Your accomplishment, how you got started?
I joined my local club at home called Vito. Coach Albert Joseph was my coach back then, and he's done a really good job with me as a junior athlete. I won many accolades, World Youth, World Juniors. I actually ran at both of them twice. My first time I got second in World Youth and World Juniors. So I had a very prolific junior career. So right now it's just bigger now.
You talked about your junior career. I had the good fortune I was in Barcelona, Italy in 2009. But when I look at some of your junior accomplishments, like in 2007, you won the silver medal in the 400 meters in Strava. You won with a 46.96. In 2008, you went on to win a silver medal in Poland with a time of 45.70. In 2009, you went to World Juniors. That's where I met you. That's why I had a chance to also see you at the World Juniors. You ran at a time of 45.24. One of the things that jumps out maybe those times is that you were able to improve every year. You saw improvement in your times. Talk about about the commitment that you had to make to stay consistent and then every year to show improvement.
Well, I mean, that's the whole focus. Is to improve every year. And it's still my mentality now. Is to just go out there and try to improve every race. Just show up at every meet. Giving my best effort. So I mean, that's it. All is just going out there, giving your best effort, try to make the best of the situation.
Now, before we move on to the meet being held in Nassau this Saturday, when you look at the accomplishment you had as a junior athlete, what advice will you give to young athletes now, the junior athletes that are now trying to find you in athletics?
Well, just keep working hard. And just don't take anything for granted, and just stay humble, because any given time, it could end. And that's just it. Just work hard, stay humble, and just do your best.
Before we jump to Saturday, also, you're an Olympian. You won yourself the gold medal last year in 2012, London, England. Talk about that whole experience from the point when you entered the stadium and you ran the heats. You exchanged your what they call it, your number tag with the young man out of South Africa, and then coming into the finals and winning the gold medal. Talk about your London experience.
It was a great experience. It was my first Olympic experience, so obviously it was something unique for me. And just being there, just being in the stadium, just so many people interested in track and field and interested in seeing us athletes compete, that it's kind of overwhelming. And fans did a real good job of showing up, every day, packing the stadium, since 9 o'clock in the morning. I mean, it was really a unique experience, and just being there with my Grenada team, my coaches, my past coaches, and everyone just being there and having that family-like environment. It was really unique.
Let's talk about now the Chris Brown 2013 Bahamas Invitational. How excited are you about coming to the Bahamas?
I'm really excited because I've never been to the Bahamas. Going there and competing, competition is always going to be good, and coming out here to compete, it's my first meet of the season, so I'm kind of a bit anxious for that, to get that out of the way. And I'm just coming out to compete. enjoy the nice weather. Everything.
Talk about your relationship with Chris, because at the end of the day, a lot of times you guys line up on the starting block, in the starting blocks as competitors. But talk about your friendship with Chris Brown.
Well, I've always had, the utmost respect for Chris Brown, because he has been so consistent over so many years. That's the kind of model that I want to take from. Just be consistent for a long period of time. He's a great guy. We don't talk much because we hardly see each other. Probably when we go in the dining room or something, we see each other. But he's very cool, very down to earth. All
right. Well, I want you to know the Bahamas is ready and waiting for you. You're one of the favorites that everybody wants to see here at the new Thomas A. Robinson Stadium. We've got a brand spanking new sports arena that the Carifta Games was held at. One of the things that was was so very obvious was the sound of Junkanoo. You're very familiar with that Junkanoo sound, right?
Oh yeah.
Well, you're going to hear a lot of Junkanoo, and we're going to try our best to the sound of Junkanoo.
Yeah, I'm sure you guys will do it. Bahamas has a lot of unique fans. You guys' fan base are very unique, very energetic, very creative. So I expect nothing less.
I want to thank you, Kirani. I'm going to let you go now. I want to thank you so very much for taking the time to call, and we're looking forward to seeing you in the Bahamas. And once you get here, I'll make it a point to come up and introduce myself to you formally, even though our path always cross, but I'll make it a point to come up and say hello to you.
Okay, thank you so much. All right.
Safe journey to Nassau.
All right, thanks.
Bahamas Athletics, Fast Track News, #1 in the field.